Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Now at 6, on the Weather Watch tonight, a major winter storm making its way across the country.
And this is really a very serious weather alert here. So I encourage everyone, please heed the local warning.
Rain, wind, and high tide concerns here in Connecticut.
Those winds are predicted to last at least 12 hours and could be 18 to 24.
Plus plunging temperatures from 50 to freezing.
Utility crews working around the clock to make sure residents have power for the holiday weekend.
It makes me worried. I got a home and I got kids in the house. So we'll be ready. I think I'll have my generator just in case the light goes out, but we'll prepare for it.
All while others rush to get out of town ahead of the storm during one of the busiest travel weeks of the year.
I booked these tickets a while ago, so we are hoping that we're in the sweet spot and that the first flight out of here this morning to Minneapolis was canceled. So we're saying our prayers and keeping our fingers crossed.
We have live team coverage tonight. The Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here in the News at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. We are on the Weather Watch tonight. Winter weather hitting much of the country right before the holiday weekend, from snow to freezing temperatures in some states to rain and wind here in Connecticut. We want to start with a check on the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank with what we can expect here in Connecticut. Rachel.
The rain has already started, and earlier there was a brief mix or even some snow showers in northwestern Connecticut, but we are just getting started. It won't be too bad tonight, but the worst will be later tonight towards and after midnight. We got quite a bit of rain to get through, so we're on the weather watch for periods of heavy rain and strong gusty winds. 1.5 to 3 inches of rain is a lot of water, and again, most of it will fall in the overnight into early on Friday, but even through the day on Friday, some leftover scattered showers. Gusts generally between up to 45 to 55 miles per hour, and there could be a few locations up to 60, especially along the immediate shoreline in southeastern Connecticut. Scattered outages look likely at this point, and there could be some areas of more numerous outages, especially again in those areas that get the higher gusts. Moderate coastal flooding that will end up peaking around high tide tomorrow, and as the storm's all moving out, there could be some icy spots as temperatures plunge right around this time tomorrow night. So a wind advisory has been posted for those gusts. This is the National Weather Service's way of saying secure anything so it doesn't kind of fly away in the peak of this storm. And some outages seem likely. A flash flood watch in effect for Litchfield County. And here's that coastal flood warning. What I've done here is posted all of the different high tide times for New London, New Haven, and also Bridgeport. This is when we will end up seeing peak flooding along the Connecticut shoreline, and water levels could come up to 2.5 feet higher than your typical high tide cycle. Look at the temperatures tonight. As that rain fills in, temperatures soar up into the 50s, and then, as they said, we go from 50s to below freezing in a matter of hours tomorrow. We're going to time this all out for you, show you the future radar, full forecast coming up.
Rachel, thank you. New London County bracing for more rain, temperature dips, as Rachel was just saying, and potential power outages.
That's where we find Fox 61 Samaya Hernandez joining us live in Norwich, where line crews are gearing up for a 24-hour event. Samaya?
That's right. Yeah, the Thames River behind me will be flowing faster later on tonight and higher as well. But we have noticed that conditions are already changing out here in the hour that I spoke to you last. The wind gusts are picking up. My umbrella is moving around. It's a little bit harder to hold it steady right now. But the real concern out here, roads and how conditions could deteriorate, and these wind gusts could bring down wires. The rush before the rain.
To get the rest of the groceries we need for our meal before the weather comes in.
Rain started falling Thursday afternoon and will only intensify overnight, combining with high winds and temperature dips, causing black ice, a storm during the most festive time.
And there's been a lot of pub crawls and Santa cons and such going on, so I definitely think people are excited about the holidays.
Chamber of Commerce officials aren't convinced the elements will be enough to keep people off the roads Friday.
I think people are going to make it happen anyways. Certainly I have noticed an increase in the stores, the last 2 days once the people started talking about the storms.
Eversource sending line crews to the region to be in place to respond to down wires, and it's all hands on on deck for Norwich Public Utilities, which serves 40,000 customers.
We know that we're going to have a lot of wind, we're going to have a lot of rain. It's just a matter of where and when it shows up.
As with all complex storms, utility companies don't know what to expect, but they have to be ready, and fewer cars on the roads Friday morning would help.
A flash freeze, if you will. We want to keep people off the roads to the extent that they can, because with black ice you run the risk of having a car versus pole situation.
And a reminder always during these times, if you see downed wires, don't go near them, don't drive over them, call 911. We're live in Norwich. Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61 News.
Some important reminders tonight, Samaya, thank you. And utility companies like United Illuminating are preparing for power outages. Crews are on standby and ready to go when those winds do go. They are anticipating up to 15,000 customers, or about 5% of customers, could see power outages with this storm. The vice president for electric operations says that their crews are prepared for trees and power lines to come down.
And our resources are ready to respond tonight to help clear roads and make things safe, and then hit the restoration hard in the morning as the weather passes through. If you see a line truck on the side of the road, please go slow by them and give them the space they need to work safely.
And Samaya just touched on this, but they are warning people to be very aware and careful around downed power lines.
Well, the hours leading up to right now were a prime time window to get away from the storm. Connecticut's major travel hubs are busy for sure. Fox 61's Matt Caron joining us live at Bradley International Airport in Windsor Locks, where some people are still waiting to catch a flight. They're crossing their fingers tonight, Matt.
Yeah, hi, Ben. The hustle and bustle of the holiday season is certainly palpable here at Bradley Airport. Hey, how festive is it behind me? Take a look. We got the lit up snowflake, that Christmas tree, even a little light piano music that plays itself. I'll tell you, I've been speaking to travelers all day. Was talking with a lady earlier. She's one of 8 siblings trying to get out of here to go to her holiday destination. Hasn't been able to spend time with her family over the last couple of years due to COVID. Just hoping the weather will hold off long enough. Of course, though, planes are certainly not the only method of transportation people are going to be taking. So let's begin our story on the roads.
On top of the stress from the holiday season itself, now you got the storm coming in, so that's an additional, something else to worry about.
Clara Bustamante was supposed to be one of the more than 883,000 Connecticut residents traveling by car this holiday weekend.
I wanted to go somewhere, but because of the weather and everything else, I'm just going to stay home.
The same can't be said for the Dunleavy family from New Canaan, trying to escape the cold for colder, heading to Minneapolis by plane.
I booked these tickets a while ago, so we are hoping that we're in the sweet spot and that the first flight out of here this morning to Minneapolis was canceled. So we're saying our prayers and keeping our fingers crossed.
What's your plan B, just in case?
I don't know.
The concourse at Bradley Airport was bustling, but perhaps not as busy as expected, with the arrival and departure board looking more like a game of roulette.
Right now we're seeing primarily delays. We have a handful of cancellations. Naturally that could change any minute, which is why we're encouraging passengers really to stay in close contact with their airlines.
From the runways and roads to the tracks, Hartford's Union Station held some rail riders, hoping the weather doesn't halt their multi-leg journey to beach paradise in Thailand.
I think it happens every year, and last year around this time there was a storm and I was able to fly away. So you just go and go with the flow. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't.
AAA predicts more than 1 million Connecticut residents will be traveling for the holidays, 87% by car, 11% through the air, and nearly 3% by train, bus, or ship. That's almost back to pre-pandemic levels. And some more good news for you. You can call it an early Christmas gift because no matter what form of transportation you choose, gas prices have dropped by about 31 cents since this same time last year, so it will at least be a little bit cheaper to get wherever it is that you're going. We're live here at Bradley International Airport in Windsor Locks. Matt Caron, Fox 61 News.
Thank you, Matt. As we watch this approaching storm, make sure to download the free Fox 61 News app, especially with the threat for those power outages out there. You can turn on alerts to get notified whenever a big storm is heading your way. And with this weather, a concern for those without homes in the community.
Yeah, today Hartford Mayor Luke Bronin announced that the city is receiving nearly $300,000 in federal money to support veterans experiencing homelessness.
Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolfhorst spoke with the mayor and local veterans. She joins us now with more. Emma.
Jen, Ben, according to the state, there are around 168,000 veterans across Connecticut, more than 31,000 of them facing housing issues. That's about 19% of the state's veterans. And the city says this new federal funding will help some of these residents get a roof over their heads.
I'm fortunate, but I have many friends who are struggling every day. Housing is key.
Thursday, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development awarded more than $25 million nationwide for public housing assistance, nearly 300,000 of that coming here to Hartford to fund 25 housing vouchers for veterans.
These vouchers can change lives for our veterans. There is not a veteran anywhere in this country who should be without a home or be without the support they need.
These vouchers fund permanent housing as well as year-round services for those experiencing homelessness. And veterans who received this support in the past say it helped make them who they are today.
It was very instrumental in where I am at in life today. Within 2 years, I was able to become a homeowner. Within 2 years, I was able to begin working with other veterans who are returning home and may have difficulty finding employment.
The city already manages 15 of these Veterans Affairs supportive housing vouchers, and Mayor Bronin says Hartford's record of getting vouchers into the hands of those who need them helped the city secure this latest funding.
We want to do everything we can to make sure that everybody who's served our country gets the support that they deserve in our community. And that starts with helping get into stable, safe housing and get the support that they need.
And federal housing officials tell me this money will be available immediately, meaning as soon as they connect with a veteran in need, they will have a voucher waiting for them. And obviously a big concern with the upcoming weather this weekend for all unhoused people, not just veterans. Mayor Bronin encouraging those who need it to utilize the warming center here in Hartford. Jen.
Emma, thank you very much. In other news, Hampden police are warning residents about a water authority scam that's happening. Police say that they've gotten reports of people in the area of Gorham Avenue that are using fake badges and posing as regional water authority inspectors. They are asking to come into your home and to check your water. Police say that the Regional Water Authority has not sent anyone to check or test water, and anyone who encounters this should contact police right away.
We have an update tonight on a story we first brought you last night here on the news at 6. Police say a person's in critical condition tonight after being hit in West Hartford. It happened on Mohegan Drive just before 5 p.m. last night. Police say the person was hit on Mohegan Drive. They were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police say this may have been a work-related injury and are working with OSHA now to investigate. We're told the driver stayed on scene and is cooperating with police.
Well, a woman is dead after a head-on crash on Route 6 in Chaplin that involved a state trooper. State police say 33-year-old Lindsay Bidwell of Wyndham died after hitting Craig Bresniak's pickup truck head-on. Police say Bidwell lost control of her car going around a curve and she wasn't wearing a seatbelt. We have confirmed that Bresniak is a state trooper. He suffered minor injuries.
The University of Hartford has settled its legal dispute with former men's basketball head coach John Gallagher after Gallagher resigned a day before the Hawks were set to open the season. This is the latest chapter in the ongoing controversy surrounding the university's transition from Division I to Division III athletics. The university cited ongoing financial constraints as their reason to move divisions. The university and Coach Gallagher released a joint statement that said Coach Gallagher is grateful for the opportunity the university provided, and the university wishes him well in his future pursuits. The terms of the settlement remain confidential.